Welcome back to the channel. Alex here. So in our last video we discussed about the dimensions of objects and items that are required um, in the diagram in the building that we want to draw. So I'm just going to click on the building project that we are drawing. I named it T drawing 1. So I'm just going to click it, and but let me just open the picture to the let me open the picture. So here we have it. So in this video, in order to make everything to be fast and so that we won't be wasting much of our time, so I won't talk too much. I won't be doing much of the talking. All I have to do is just start drawing, and wherever I need to talk, I will talk, and whatever I need to explain, I will explain, so that the video won't be too long. So this is what we are drawing, and I will start drawing from now. So enjoy, guys. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is to set up our layers. So we go to the layer properties. So I'm going to set the layers. um I'm not going to set everything, all the layers or the item of the object that we are going to be needing, but as time goes on in the tutorial, the video, I'm going to set more layers, probably for the roof and also other ones. So I'm going to do just that right now. So I'm going to close it now. Then I will start drawing. So I'm going to be we are going to draw, definitely, of course, the walls. That's what we are going to start with. So that's what I'm going to start, or I'm going to set my layer to, and that is walls. So enjoy. Being that the wall external walls are 225 millimeters, so I'm going to be doing that for the walls, the external walls. So I'm using the object, the offset tool, to set out a perfect or a correct dimension for the walls. I'm going to set the columns as well, which is where my arrow is pointing to right now. So I'm just going to do that right now. And as we can see, the column is at the edge, close to the edge of the walls of the building. So I'm just going to do that. Then this is Jaffa. This is just to connect two lines that are unconnected. It's just to do that together, and that's what I've done right now. I'm just going to extend a little bit the veranda because this is quite wide. So I'm just going to extend it a little bit more than what we have drawn. So this is just 25 meters. So I'm going to increase it much more than that. So let's say 4,200 millimeters for an accurate dimension. And I just line. And after that, we draw our second column, which is the pillar, as we all know in a layman's. I'm going to increase this one to 2,100 millimeters. You notice there is a line here. We can still say that this actually is an internal wall because but it's still an external wall at the same time. The reason why we are going to be saying this is an external wall at the same time also is because this is just the veranda. Without the veranda, this is just the whole building from here to here. It covers here. So we can still say this is also the external wall of the building. So I'm still going to put that as 225 millimeters as the standard dimension. So let's do that. Then looking at the picture, we are going to let it align to this side. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to extend it. I have my reasons for doing that, and you will know the reason for me cleaning up this small wall that I just drew. The reason why I did that is mostly applicable when we are drawing on Revit or you are using a BIM software. It will tell you that a wall has overlapped or an object has overlapped another one. So in order for that not to happen, that error not to happen, that's the reason why I have to delete that one and just use the big one. I've used the jumper to select the first line and also to select the second line for you to align. And if you look at the size, you know that so we are good. So the next thing now is to go and put this here. So I will just put this as just maybe 900 millimeters, which is the standard size of a single door, because this is not too big, right? So let's just do that quick. 600 millimeters. And also, looking at the picture here, you can see that it's not aligned with this column. So I'm just going to leave it as, maybe let's say let's just use 500 instead of 600, because the pillar is actually 600 millimeters. So let's do that. I'm just going to do the offsets to do that, and then I'm going to offset it this way, and then we got it. So I'm going to trim that part away. So as we all know how to use our trim and also our extend tool in the modifier. So now coming here again, we're going to have our door here, and this is, let's say this is 1200 millimeter doors, or we might as well say that this is just a 1500 millimeter millimeter door. But yes, so we can do that. So let's just put that as a 1200 millimeter door, as this also is quite not bad for the entrance door. So I'm just going to millimeter, and then we have the second wall, and which I will also say is 900 millimeters. So 900 millimeters. So we have that, and also we now have our normal that comes back. So this is what I'm going to do again. Connect the lines. Also we have our external wall, which is 25 millimeters. So just going to do it this way. So we have our pillar, or our column as it were, 600 by 600 millimeters. So we have our column right here. Then I will do the same also for this small big wall. So let's just do that. We have completed the first part, which is the veranda of the house. But let's continue also, as we are going to continue drawing. So if you look at here, there's also another column here, but there is a gap, a little gap here. So I've just put that as just 150 millimeters as the gap before the column. Then we draw, continue on. So let me then I draw the column, which is 600 millimeters by 600 millimeters. So going to trim this part away, and the reason why I'm trimming that part away is because of how in the picture that we are using as a model. Let's just extend that, and also we have what to do is just continue our drawing, looking at it from here. As we said earlier, all the other time, we talked about the standard dimension. I don't know if you still all remember standard dimension that I mentioned earlier. And the standard dimension for a living room or a drawing area, a medium one is actually the small one is 3,600 by 5,400 millimeters. But let us use a medium one, which is going to be around 4,900 or 4,800 by 6,000 millimeters. So let's do that. So this part is going to be the 4,800 and this part is going to be 6,000. So let's do that just quick. So when drawing the walls, we use the internal walls in order to gauge whatever we are doing, and not the external walls. So as I have done this, I'm going to offset it, which is that of the wall. Then from here, I'm not going to give my dimension, which is 6,000 millimeters. Good. And from here, I think we can use what we have. Something close to something close to the door, or maybe bigger than the door. So we might have to do some resizing later, but as of now, let's just continue. So we have our drawing area or the living room. So let's go to this part, which I would say this size here is 1,200, before we have this part. So let's do that also real quick. But this part, I would say it is 2,000, just like the size of here. So I'm going to put it as 2,100. Sorry. So let's just do that as well. I'm getting 2,100. And then I'm going to extend this. So it is 5 years. So we are actually inside of the house now. So here is also the external part. So I'm still going to use the 2,225 millimeter. So as you can see, I'm a little bit tired. So what I've done here is just giving our building the external walls, as you have seen. um, this is the bath, but actually that's quite big, so I think I might have to reduce that. um, and also we've drawn the drawing area, and also the bath. Don't worry about the windows and the doors for now. Those ones we are going to do them later on. So let us continue um, with the drawing. So what's left remaining now is the bath, and also the living room, the dining, and the kitchen, and also this void that we say that we are going to leave. So let's continue. And also, before I leave, before I continue, this part is an internal wall. Though you can see that all these walls are probably of the same dimension, but I'm going to be using 150 as the internal dimension of these walls. So let me continue as I've done that. So what I've done here, as you can see from the picture or the image that we are using, we've drawn the living room, which is here, the bath, the drawing, the veranda, and also this void, which is the entrance to the main living room, the house or the building. And also there's a door here which I've given the space for it. I've not given that of the window. So the next part is just to finish the whole building right here, and that's what I'm just going to be doing right now. So let's continue. So for me to do that, to make this a whole, I'll just click on the chamfer. So I'll select my personal use with this and also this. So in order to, connect the building, and I will use our offset of 225. So offset building, and also which is 225 millimeters. Then, but we know that there's going to be an overlap here because there's already something here. So just going to start here. Understand what I'm doing, and just give the offset, which is just the internal building. So I'll just use 150, and then so just put the 150 millimeter block here. And after doing that, so I'll just trim the way. Good. And after trimming it, you know that this only area remaining here is for the dining and also the kitchen. So for us to do that, we know that this kitchen is very small. So let's also do the same thing that they have done, and it's starting from like the angle, or is aligned with that of the beginning of the space for the bath. So that's what I'm going to do as well. So let's continue. I'm going to have a drawing here. We are just doing the class of a drawing. This is not a real house, but is much better or looking more like it. So now that we have this, so let us have our kitchen, which is an open plan kitchen, right? And also the drawing. So let's continue and do that. But before we do that, we need to get the dimension. So what dimension can we use here? We can say this is 2100, or we can use it because almost the size of this is also the size of this, but this is quite bigger than that. the size of the entrance door. So we should use something bigger than that, I guess. So I'm going to use 2400 for this part. And also here, I'm thinking of using a 150 millimeter, which is just the size of just a normal door, or let's say 225 millimeter. Why this part is going to be 300 of 450 millimeters. You understand? So let us do just that, 225 millimeter for here, and also a 2400 millimeter um, void to the dining, and also 450 millimeter. So let's just do that. So the first part is the 225, and I'm going to trim this part away, likewise, and I said I was going to be having a 2400. So let us trim that place out as well. And also we are going to be having 50, which is something around here. And also we can now have this, which is what? The demarcation for the kitchen. So let's just do that. So I'm going to actually let it be aligned with this, and not like the way that they did it in the picture that we are using. So because it is an internal wall, of course, I'm going to be using a 150 millimeter. So note this, actually, viewers, note this, that the it doesn't really have to be like this standard dimension. It might depend on your client. If your client says, well, this is what I want in my house, no problem, you should give the client what they want. If the client says they want their internal walls to be the standard dimension of the internal walls of a building, give it to them. And if they do not specify, you can give it to them as well. But if they specify themselves personally that they want all the walls to be the same dimension or a standard dimension, where you can give it to them as well. But make sure that is you are giving a good work, or you are delivering a good work to your clients. So now that we have this, let us trim this part out as well. So now we have our column, which is there. So let's do that. Which is what we have been using since, and that is 600 by 600. So that's gonna be here as well. So let's just print that part out. Okay, then just going to trim this part out. Then we do our extend. So we have this. The next part to do right now is to complete just this small part or area. So let's just do write that. So like I said earlier, I'm going to be using, so, and also you know that that is an external wall, which we are going to be using 225 millimeters. So, and as well we can see this part also, which is so setting the offsetting the 200 on this side, and also 300, because if we do that, it's just going to make it 600 from here to here. So you use just the middle. I hope you understand what I did. So let me extend that part. And also, I'm just gonna now offset 600 from here to here, removing the unnecessary parts that we do not need anymore away. And draw our line. So this is what we have now. And let me just shift it. I'm just gonna pan it to this side, and also this, so that you can see what we have here. And as you can see, we have virtually almost the same thing. Oh, we need to sort this place out, so I'm just going to do that right now. So I'm just gonna close this part. Let me just extend it instead of just drawing another line. Then the remaining part, which is here, and also in this part. So now we have the same thing, but what we haven't done is inputting the windows, the column here, the columns here, then also the other window, and also there's a window at the void here, there's a door, a window, another door here, then a door, which is a double door actually, then a window here, and also another window here. So this is what we are going to do in the next video, so stay tuned. Watch the video again. If you have something that you do not understand, that is not clear to you from the video, drop it in the comment down below. Subscribe and also share to your friends who are in need or who needs to see this, as we are starting a new series. So we would like everyone to come with us, to join us, as we are starting from the beginning. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye and subscribe.